I'm not going to admit to that. I'm not going to admit to that. I didn't do this show by myself for a half an hour. That didn't happen. Holy smokes. What an idiot. Oh my God. Oh my word. Holy smokes. I was literally, I mean, never mind. Yeah. Yeah. Streaming to you live from the Interspace Void. It's the Overbound show. A little bit late. There's a lost episode now. There's a lost episode. I'll say it. Let's turn down that music. Hey, man. Hey, Nova Streak. I was like, okay, it's really weird. Nobody's talking. Nobody's saying a word. This is so strange. Nobody's saying a word. I'm here completely by myself. And then I look down and I hit the... I was a little late. Had to clean something up, you know. Technical difficulties. Streaming to... Did I do that part? I don't even remember now. Streaming to you live from the Interspace Void. It's the Overbound show. We got a lot to cover today. Holy smokes. All right. So we haven't done one of these in a couple weeks because I had a contract expire and I had to find a new job. So I was like doing programming quizzes, studying, writing out interviews on paper, and it took me about 3 weeks to find a job. So it was kind of like a steamroll, but that's why I haven't done one of these in a little while, because I had to focus on that. But I also worked on No More Robots and a couple other things, so we're going to go over that, even though I already did. And we're going to go over Game Fact Special. We're going to go over we're going to go over Time Twisted, all those things that we already did, that I already did. Like the video, please. I wondered why nobody did that when I asked the first time. Please like the video. Okay. So let's start with Game Fact Special. So basically, the poll's not in the way. Hey Noah, thanks for coming, man. Good to see you. And yeah, like I said, nothing out of the ordinary here. I'm all flustered now, though. Let me collect myself. Okay. we're gonna go over Game Fact Special. I'm gonna tell you the new episodes coming up. We're gonna look over the performance of the channel, and we're gonna go over No More Robots. All my sword animations we're gonna cover. Gonna talk about the shaders I've been working on a little bit, and then we're gonna get into Time Twisted. There are some new issues related to Shield, and I actually made some great decisions all by myself on the last stream I did just 30 minutes ago by myself. And so we're gonna go over those, and we'll get your opinions as well. But like I said, we'll start with No More Robots, or no, Game Facts Special. You're not seeing this, man. Okay. So now it's all gonna go wrong now because it's all gone. Like, it was over. It's over. I did it. It's done. Okay. So while I was looking for work, I made a bunch of animations for No More Robots. Some of you in the chat will have already seen these, but we're gonna go through them real quick as soon as I find it. Oh, scroll wheel. All right. So I redid all the sword animations for No More Robots, all 8 directions, and I used the same. I've said this before, but I used the same sword pattern for every direction, so we can have a really predictable bounding box. So you can like swing in that direction you want to swing in, and it'll go there. So yeah, we're just gonna quick go through all these. This is just your standard neutral swing, going left or right. Here's going down. I may redo this one, maybe, but there it is for now, going diagonal down. Here's going diagonal up. Yeah, I mean, I was just working on these, just tweaking them, getting them just right. They look even better in game though, and I'll explain why in a minute. Here's down, and finally here's directly up. The diagonal up before this directly. So yeah. And I wanted to show you guys, I've been working on shaders for this, because originally I was going to have like this polygon sword and just layer the like swoosh behind it and have the sprite there, but it just got too complicated because it would require too many layers of sprites and things. So I don't think I ever would have really got it to look right. So instead, I'm using a shader, and I've been writing a shader for this. So right here, if you look here on I actually can adjust. So I have an input color, which is like the color of the eyes on the original sprite, but then I can adjust the output color. And so this one's for the sword, and there's a couple pixels off, but when it's its correct color, you won't notice that, because actually its correct color is this, and it'll rotate a little. It'll kind of like have a color adjustment over time, but I haven't coded that yet. But and then the eyes, same thing. I can control the color of the eyes here. Why isn't it like? See? Woo! And I can also control the color of the eyes in the back, like behind the eyes, because and the reason why I did this rather than just leave it the color it is, and I probably need like I either need to make that unlit, the rest of the sprite unlit, or I need to add lighting. But the reason why I made the back of his eyes adjustable in color is because I'm actually going to write a shader that looks like a CRT screen, like with scan lines, and it's going to be over top of his face and his eyes, so that it looks like his whole face is a screen, and it'll like update with scan lines in real time, so it'll look cool. And then like the sword, I was working on a glow. I didn't quite get it right, so I commented it out, but I was working on a glow effect, so the sword will like glow and affect everything around it. And I think those two effects will really make the character stand out better and look pretty sweet. Relic, the last robot. Holy smokes, it's good to see messages in the chat. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. How long did I do that? Half an hour? Anyway. Don't say that. Okay. Davo trying to trick me. Good to see you though, Davo. Lordy, thanks for Overbound. Yeah, Overbound, but yeah. Nova Street, good to see you. Killer Creepypasta 2. I don't remember seeing you before, but thanks for joining. And man, I'm glad you're here as well. Okay, so that's kind of it for... We're going doing this all backwards. I'm all messed up. But that's kind of it for No More Robots. Then we were going to go over Game Pack Special, but I went over No More Robots anyway. This went so smooth the first time, I'm like completely flustered now. But so let's go over No More Robots or Game Pack Special now. So let me pop up the browser here. It's not, that should be the browser. I guess. I don't know without. Oh, it's because it's the window, or it was the chat. Pause. So yeah, the channel's just kind of been stagnant. I've been uploading a lot of shorts. I uploaded a little rumor video about Sonic and Shadow Generations, or Sonic X Shadow Generations. But there is good news, and that is that the Sonic 2 documentary should be released within the next 2 weeks. Andre's working on some effects for it. All the voiceovers done, including the male and female quotes, as well as the narration. And once Andre gets all those effects done, I'm gonna put it together and release it. And my goal, like I said, is to have it out in the next 2 weeks. So that'll be pretty sweet there. It's gonna be a huge video, and I think everybody will learn something. Because there's a lot we go over. Literally found every piece of Sonic 2 information we could find and stuffed it in the video. It's going to be about 80 minutes long, so it should be a good sized video. Aside from that, we have a Spider-Man Every Canceled Game Deluxe video that's being worked on. Mike is working on that right now, writing it. Hey, Sega Steven. Yo. Yeah, kind of like Stray Fox. Not so much CG and stuff, but a lot of top quality editing, and we put a ton of work into research. Should be pretty sweet. Yeah. Aside from that, well, I'm still sitting on that Sonic CD script, which will be great once I get going on that. And I'm having a Sonic manga translated into English, and we're going to do a video on that as well. So that'll be sweet as well. So those are really the videos you can look forward to coming soon. Is the Sonic 2 documentary, the Sonic CD documentary, and the Spider-Man Canceled Game Deluxe video, and the Sonic manga video. So we'll cover a manga, how it was made, or at least what we can find on it, and then we'll go over the story, which is like just freaking nuts. And then we'll wrap it up. And I think it'll be a good video. It'll be a little bit different of a video for the channel, but I think it'll be good, and I think it'll do good numbers. We'll see. So I can actually show you the thumbnail for the Sonic 2 documentary, though. I had this commissioned. Turn off the chat here for just a second. I had this commissioned, the background. It was my idea, like how I wanted it. like a big chalkboard, like robotics giving a lesson to Tails, Sonic, and Boomer. And then I had a guy named Alex M draw it up, and of course I tweaked the colors a little bit and added the thumbnail and stuff, or the text and stuff. But yeah, so when you see this thumbnail on YouTube, make sure you click it, because it's going to be full of goodness. Gonna have tons of footage, old Sonic footage you might not have seen, tons of memorabilia, tons of photos of early Sonic art, just all kinds of trivia in there. It's gonna be a great video. Everybody who's seen it or read it, I guess, has really likes it. And McGen, who voiced it, actually like made a comment. He's like, I can't believe all this stuff I learned about Sonic 2 in this video. Who McGen's narrator, and he's like, this video is going to do great. I was like, yes, thank you. Hope it does. So yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to cover with no more Game Facts special. Just keeping the channel alive with shorts and small videos at the moment. And soon we'll be getting some really big videos. So happy about that. Okay, now actually I should have left that open. Now we're gonna talk about Time Twisted, and we're gonna go over this issue. So I'll tell you where I'm at with the homing shield. So basically, like half finished with the homing shield. Basically took a bunch of screenshots of like a wireframe decahedron, and I pasted them into Illustrator and made them into vectors. And then I can but I've only done half of it because it's split in two. It's like the front of the decahedron, then the back, so it's like a front and back, so it's like rotating around Sonic. So I still have to do the back, but I did the front. And basically I'll just copy that into Photoshop and raster it at a size that is about the size of the shield, and that'll look pretty good for our homing shield, our digital shield. So that's kind of where we are with that. But yeah, Alex has some great ideas for shields here. So does Vector Satire, and I went through them all by myself. So we'll go through them again, and then we'll talk about what I was thinking after reading all this. Some shields, in addition to having active power, unactive power Sonic can use, also have a passive power everybody can use. Resistance to some types of moves, attracting rings, etc. Of course. Among the Sonic Time Twisted exclusive shields, only the Rock Shield has a passive power, resistance to spikes. But the other two, and the newly planned homing shield, don't have any. Here's what I suggest. When a character has a wind shield, falling or crumbling platforms don't fall or crumble by walking on them, unless the player specifically jumps and lands back on them. So like that's what a passive power is, something that happens that every player can use, not just Sonic. And in theory, I love the idea of the passive powers. I think we will add them to each one of the shields, but probably not this move. And we'll go through it because I already did, and I have the answers below. When a character has an ice shield and goes underwater, nearby enemies freeze on their own. That I kind of like that, but we'll see. I'm not sure. We'll look at my response below. When a character has a homing shield, defeated enemies can sometimes give out rings. I don't love or hate this one. It's an idea. I had an idea for another shield. It can be of any design and any color. Its active power is an insta shield with a wider radius. Its passive power is that it takes 2 hits before it breaks instead of 1. Okay. Don't love this idea. I thought about doing this kind of shield, but it's very similar to the ice shield, so that's why I didn't choose it. Granted, the ice shield only freezes enemies, but it still gets them out of the way for it. So I don't think we'll be doing this one, Alex. But I do, in general, like the idea of passive shield abilities. And actually, Vector Satyr here gave us some really freaking great ideas. I'm just in love with these ideas. So let's read through what he said, and we'll see how we feel about it. In my opinion, a good passive ability is intuitive, based on the element itself and not requiring explanation. That's fair. I agree with that. For example, it's intuitively understood that a flaming shield would offer flaming protection or flame protection. The institution, you remember when like insulting people on the internet used to be called flaming someone? That's like an early 2000s. Let me move myself back so you guys. Anyway, the intuition is part of the reason people get confused in title tubes by the title tubes flowers having bubbles, not offering air. Yeah, they were supposed to offer air. I didn't do it. We'll fix it. While the homing shield is something that can eventually be figured out, I feel there's a small issue of conveyance with the proposed wind shield effects to the and eye shield effects till later. See how horrible I am at reading out loud. Oh well. It's simply not intuitive for people, especially an inexperienced players, especially inexperienced ones, to know that the windshield stops platforms from crumbling or falling, especially becomes harder to figure out if those same platforms can be triggered manually, as it could be easily confused with a programming bug. 100% agree with this, so we're not doing that shield. Hey, Just John. Hector Sater. Yeah, also known as Aero GP. Way back in the day. Or Javon. So that's the problem here, is it could be mistaken for a programming bug, and I don't think it's very useful. Then the other thing is enemies in Time Twister are generally harder to approach than in official games. Think of Bubbles underwater that has the big boo, in Title Tubes. There's a chance players might lose the ice shield before ever noticing the effect. This is true. Furthermore, it will only be noticeable in Title Tubes as it's the level with the most water available. So yeah, really kind of agree with both these statements here. But he's got some other ideas, and they're pretty good ones, I gotta say. The windshield should be able to give the player more control over the few select-based wind elements in the game. These elements normally take away control from the player, but with the windshield active, they would have no effect and allow the player to move freely. This includes, but is not limited to, the giant fan badnik in Raging Runes Future, horizontal wind tunnels in Raging Runes Past, and the vertical wind tunnels in Drifting Dynamo, except for the one that launches you into the ship. But yeah. And the fans in Viridian Valley, and I think that's all of the wind effects, so that would be everything that's included. But what we could do is add some wind effects to Metro Mile, so that we had an additional use for the shield. And I freaking love this idea, and I think we're going to do it. So that's that one. Basically, when you have... Here, I'm going to go over in this corner, staring at nothing. Basically, when you have a windshield, you don't get caught up in the wind in any of the instances where wind affects you. It's perfect. I don't know why I didn't think of that myself. It's genius. So we're definitely doing that one. Ice field negates underwater physics entirely. W. Yeah, that's a great idea. I love that idea. The characters don't, like, you could just have regular physics underwater. That's amazing. People would love that. It's a great idea. I love it. We're doing it. And then there's this last part here. So both of those we're doing. And I left the comment down here for saying as such. Yeah, now this part I didn't really quite understand. In addition, the proposed passive power for the new shield could work just as well for the rock shield. Oh, wait. What was the... Oh, okay. I think I get this now. This shield... 2 hits instead of 1. Yeah, this, yeah. Oh my God, we're 3 for 3 here. Vector Sater. I didn't understand what you're saying the first time I read this, but now I get it. Saying the rock shield has 2 rocks, so it takes 2 hits to get them both, and it only generates 1 rock if you throw it. If you lose your second rock, that's just a great idea. We're doing that one too. So I'm just going to quick edit this comment here. These are both just great ideas, and I'm real happy with it. Hey, Just John. As for the big insta shield, okay, so we got that, and love the idea for the rock shield. Let's do it. Hey, Mega Game Boy, thanks for coming. I don't remember seeing you. Are you new, or have you been here before? Check the channel out real quick. All right. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to cover with Time Twisted. Honestly, went super fast because I already did it once. But I kind of like these streams being like more like a half an hour, because I feel like then people maybe watch them all the way through, more likely to watch them all the way through, or however your words that say the thing I'm trying to convey. Words at your face. Okay. So the last thing we have to go over is Clone gave us some artwork to take a look at, and we've got some music from Clone and Meh to listen to. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna go back to writing shaders. Oh, we got a comment, so let's check this out real quick. I'm very interested in playing the new update. I remember playing it at early version. I remember playing, I think that part of that's covered, maybe it's supposed to say and, part of it's covered up, but I think it says, I remember playing an early version many years ago on my old laptop. I don't remember completing it. Yeah, well, I mean, there is a complete version now, but we'll be adding the super drop dash and the Metro Mile Zone and new badniks. I didn't get them to show off, but Matthew Gaming has gotten some really good concepts for badniks I want to use in Metro Mile, as well as some concept art I'm probably going to adapt to his, so that'll be sweet. Anyway, let's get to these the Clone showcase. So he's got a new sprite here of Sonic. I think we've seen this one before, but here we've got a Sonic 3 shaded version of it, which is pretty cool. And while we're doing this, let's get some of Clone's tunes rock. So he's got a few songs here. This is a quick one. It's called Meteor. And this is called Curvius. Check out the next drawing. Whoops, that's mine. Didn't mean to turn that back on. But no. Oop, okay, so he's got this running. That's cool. He's like. Yeah, that's cool. You know, they've got a little run going on. Kind of like a flight man. I guess he's got a real mad look on his face too. Yeah, that's good. Cool. Let's go next. Okay, and now we're listening to a song called Hybro from Falling Star. I feel like this is a remix or an update version of something we listened to already. Here's your main menu. Update main menu for Sonic Flipside, I assume. That's pretty cool. Check out the next one. Oh, your own version of Rice Star. That's cool. There's the original. Yeah. That would work better. Like a Rice Star, it kind of has a pseudo 3D look where the land's kind of like rotated and you can see the floor a little bit. but this would work better if it had like Sonic style flooring, where it's just kind of flat, right? Cool. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I think I just repeated them. Oh, but we didn't see this one. For some reason, this is blurry, but it kind of reminds me of like a Game Gear sprite. And there's our boy. The super peel out tab or whatever that is. Cool. I like it. So yeah, we're just gonna keep listening to these tunes for a few minutes. Got one more song from Clone, and then we've got a few from Meh as well. Turn this up a little bit. Not too high up. You guys still want to hear me, I assume. Yeah, a couple notes here, or a couple comments here. I'll read them. Didn't have time to hang out on the other streams from Mega Game Boy. Didn't have time to hang out on the other streams. Who is making the PS3 port of Time Twisted? I also made the Vita port with and oh, okay, you're the guy that made the Vita port. Well, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. I really don't know who's making that PS3 port. It's cool though. I would assume they just like injected the game into some Game Maker executable, but I don't know how they're doing that, honestly. So let's see here. We've got a Marble Zone remix from Meh now. It's a NES style. I said this before, but I low-key like this one better than the original, because I'm not that big on the original, honestly. And also worth noting is around this time was when I realized I wasn't actually live streaming. So like right now, we're about like 35 minutes into the stream, right? I looked down at the thing and I was like, wait, I pressed the stream button, but I didn't hit the go live button. No, I'm just kidding. That didn't really happen. Don't tell anybody about it. It didn't really happen. Oh. I was late for a technical reason. Because OBS is. But yeah, I kind of like, low-key, I kind of like this better than the original Marble Garden. Not a big fan of that, but I love the NES state. Yeah, I don't know who's doing that PS3 port of Time Twisted, but I'm glad it exists. That's pretty sweet. Like to see it running on one. I don't have it running on anything but my phone. I haven't tried any of the hacked version. I don't think there's a way to get it on Xbox 360. Oh, you are making... Did I read that wrong? I'm the one... Okay. For some reason I thought that said I'm the one that's making the... Okay. You made the Vita port and you made the PS3. I don't know why I didn't pick that up the first time. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. The only thing is, you won't be able to put this new version on there because it'll be Game Maker 2, so I highly doubt you can put that on PS3. You can still put it on modern consoles, but that won't be backported to PS3 for 2.0, I don't think. I mean, you'd know better than I do, but I'm assuming. I'm guessing it's a pretty good assumption. Yeah, Game Maker Studio never came out on 360. That's weird too, because it's like a Microsoft product, so you'd think it would like kind of be more like easier than those like the cell processor, you know, PS3. They're both, and the thing is, they're both power PCs, right? So, okay, here's our next song. It's Sonic 1 Game Gear Labyrinth on the NES. Cool. But what I was gonna say is, they're both power PCs, so to me it's kind of odd. Like, I know that to be the case, but it's odd that Game Maker Studio never came out on the Xbox 360, but did on the PS3. Especially considering how much more popular the Xbox 360 was than the PS3 up until like the very end of the life cycle, especially in the West. PSP even got Game Maker 8.1. Wow. Support some of my old versions of Time Twisted for that. Pray. Not worth it. I wouldn't want to do that work. Yeah, this is nice. Nice song, meh. These last two songs, the Marble Garden and this Labyrinth song, are by Meh. M-E-H. 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 M-Meh. Time Twisted started on Game Maker 8. I started on like Game Maker 5, bro. Maybe 4. I don't remember. I mean, because like I know I started using Game Maker at Game Maker 3.3, but I don't remember. But I wasn't making Time Twisted on Game Maker 2.3. I was making some little Sonic Adventure fan game or something else. Other games. And then like I started Time Twisted proper started on Time Twisted in 2005. So I don't know what version of Game Maker it was out then. Maybe like 5 or 6. Maybe 6. I feel like I used 6 for a long time. I used 6, I think. Didn't everybody hate 7? Yeah, I don't remember. There was like some versions everybody's like, whoa, this one sucks, don't use it. And so nobody upgraded. This is Skybridge, by the way. And it says, but on the wrong console. Oh, okay. I have to read it on my other screen. Yeah. And then we're back to Clones music, so that's kind of it, guys. Yeah, any final thoughts? I mean, that's kind of the stream. I think we went for like 40 minutes, maybe. With a little longer, with people actually going up and talking. Hey, Hypertails. Do you still have the old source code for 8.1? Oh. Well, okay, so you have to understand it's not the same game. Like, the levels aren't the same, the art isn't the same. It's called Sonic Time Twisted, but it's not. I have. I don't think so. I did release the source code a while ago, but I don't know. Still out there. I know some people like decompiled the 6.0 because you know what we can do real quick. Like, why not? We got time. We can actually go down memory lane real quick and just look at. Oops. Let's. I think Sonic Retro probably has. So and these aren't the source codes. So like, so these two versions here were made on the same engine, probably in Game Maker 8. This one is probably 6, I think. I think this is Game Maker 8, not 8.1. And I believe there's a big difference between. Oh, I'm blocking this. That again. So these two versions, and these aren't the sources. This is the executables, but I think you can extract old game. So this one would have been like the earliest version on Game Maker 6. These two would have probably been on Game Maker 8, I think. And then this would have been Game Maker Studio. And then it's still on Game Maker Studio 1. And then of course we're making 2 versions. Now Game Maker 2.0, I guess. same version it was like. Look at the chat here again. Maybe Sonic 3 and Knuckles remake. I I need to try this. Oh man, they're not great. I mean, they're not great games. Like you're talking about games made by somebody who's much younger and less experienced. Ain't even that good now. I think that's it though. I think that is the stream. Unless y'all got something else to say, thank you all for showing up. Mega Game Boy, Davo, Just John, Meh, Clone, if he did show up. Killer Creepypasta, Nova Streak, Noah, Sega Steven, Davo, Lordy. Thank you all for showing up. Yeah, we'll do this again real soon. Next week, probably, as long as I have enough to show up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan on doing it every week, but like if I don't have enough to show up, I might postpone to next week. But things should be picking up here. Got a lot of videos, and of course I'll want to do that victory lap with the Sonic 2 documentary that'll be coming, right? Yeah, the 2010 version was Game Maker 8. Okay, well there you go. 2008 version you mean? Or no, 2010. Yeah. That makes sense. All right, well that's it, guys. Take care. Have a great day. I'll be back with a final word in just a second. Until then, Overbound out. Was there a problem with the music? I wonder if there was a problem with the music. Meh, I hope you would have said something. Like not outputting now. Us. Maybe